continuing to mapping in Yangon. First, I was trying to make all the changes in one go. Now I got some conflicts and I started to upload by selection. Anyway, I found this route relation. So it has the PT assistant cannot propose any kind of fix. And we'll soon see why. This is supposedly the last way, but actually it's the first way. So let's actually remove it from that position and put it here. Then sort from this point down. Nothing. Zoom to, and then we see that all the stops are nicely on the right side, so that's good. But then here we have a problem. One, we have a gap, but the bigger problem is that here we have a complete sequence of one-way streets and stops are on the opposite side of the road. So that is strange, to say the least. So let's simply, now if I would select this route relation and ask for validation, it would probably tell me here that there are roads that are passed in the wrong direction. But then we don't have all of them in one go. But let's see. If I do fix, then I get all these so they can go. Fix. These can go. Fix. These can go. And fix. And those can go too. But that was not exactly what I wanted. So I'm going to do 4 undos. 3, 4, and then refresh the relation. And apparently what I did not do. So that we have, but the route relation is going in the opposite direction. So what I need to do first is find this way, which is now the last way, and actually I have to flip all these. Okay, so now I save, I select the route relation, and I ask for a validation. Then it tells me that there is one place where it goes against the one way. And then I get all these, that's all these here selected. I can remove them. Okay, so, but now these stops are not served. For that, we have a solution, but it's not in PT Assistant released version yet. I'm actually beta testing this. So let's try it. So in 1 or 2 weeks, it will be in there as well. So here it proposes to use this way up to this point. Don't know why it didn't cross the bridge, but let's accept that solution. And then it proposes 2 possibilities, which is a bit strange. Which is possibility 1 then? That is strange indeed. Anyway, so we take the red option, pressing 2. Okay, so here at this point, we want to go straight on to the south, so we take option 1. And again, 1. And then it finds the rest of the route normally. but it doesn't. I'm going to do escape to see what's happening, because so that one has to go, and then everything is fine. So let's save that. Okay. So now again, I'm going to do validation only on that route relation. Yeah, okay. So what I did, I improved the ways, but what you see is that the stops are still going in the opposite direction. So I can use this functionality to reorder the stops. Select the route relation, validation. Okay, so that's it. Now it's fine. It's complaining about, the only thing that's complaining about at the moment is that this highway bus stop, they got a platform role. So I don't know. You could add a public transport platform bus, yes, or you could remove those roles, but I don't know which one is better. At the moment, I'm not adding public transport platform everywhere anymore. Okay, so that's that. I marked some route relations because I'm doing partial uploads. So I marked some route relations with ODBL to do. That ODBL tag is going to be dropped anyway, but that way I have a smaller selection of routes to work on. Wrong direction. Let's see. So effectively, I can remove that, and then I can ask the assistant for another possibility to pass there. 1 and 1, and then okay. Stop not served. Don't the problem. Effectively, these ways are missing. That is odd. Okay. So let's again use this functionality. But what I need to do, because now it stops immediately, what I need to do is add in the last way at least. Otherwise, it doesn't have a goal to try to reach. Okay, and then we do option 1, and then I think it's already done. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that was not very hard. Again, I'm going to select all the ones that I tagged. I'm going to run validation on them. The first stop. So select all of those, edit. Yeah. So what this means is that if this is the first way, and it isn't, then we don't need those ways. Or the other option is that there is still a stop there, and then the stop needs to be added, obviously. But at the moment, I don't see a stop there. So I'm going to split this way at this position. And then the next one, zoom to problem, select. Yeah, actually I simply wanted to select. And then I want to go and jump to that stop. Okay, so maybe there is a stop here, but I don't know. So I'm going to select this way, which is not in the route relation. And then select these, edit, jump over to that stop. then remove that way. Here we have the same thing with the last stops, but let's first ask for a new validation, because sometimes by fixing one problem or splitting away here or there, either you get more problems or, well, more relations that are affected and that had problems, or you can get some of them might be solved in the meantime. So I have to do this validation quite often. So this is the first, and that is a bit strange. So this way is still there. Okay. Select, edit, jump to that last stop, and remove those ways from the route relation. Don't. Okay. Yeah, should have selected it first. Edit, jump over to that stop. This way should be in the route relation, but these two should not be. And then I can use this one, which is going to split at that point. Oops. Then normally, I didn't save. And then it also splits. If it notices that this is the last way and you use this button, it will split there. If you're using the public transport schema, then it would add public transport stop position at that location. To get it to do that, you need to go into settings, bus, and then tick those. Okay, I try to accommodate all kinds of mapping, ways of mapping. So select. So on the one hand, it would be nice to have standardization. On the other hand, what we have now, what we're doing across Europe, is not ideal as far as I'm concerned. So let's see, that's good. Yep. Okay, so validation. It's getting better. One automatic fix. It found the same sequence of stops in another relation, and there the ways are continuous. I still want to see what it's going to do though, since I'm beta testing this. So here is a gap, and there is a way that's there that shouldn't be there. And other route relations don't have that way, and those are continuous between those two stops that are between this stop and the next. So by applying this fix, and then refreshing, we see that it becomes continuous, and this way is now not in the relation anymore. Yeah. So this gap is also solved now because the ones prepended with PT column and the ones that don't have that might report the same kind of issues. Oops, what is it finding? Yeah. Yeah, so that's good. So we still have one that supposedly does not declare a version, and that's true. So I'll put version 2 on there and then run validation separately on it. And then we find that it still has roles, probably. That it still has forward and backward roles. Edit. The stops don't have roles. So we can sort the stops, and the side effect is that the ways lose their forward backward roles. These ways seem continuous, and that these stops get platform rules. Yep, that seems good. And seems complete. So I'm going to select the ones that I tagged, run some new validation. Last stop of the route. So select again. Right mouse button. Jump over to that stop. Oh, that stop is on that side of the street. That is weird. How can that be? Because the rest of the road seems to be fine. So that's one of those problems that I cannot solve. Probably a stop on this side of the road needs to be selected, or this one needs to be moved. I don't know. But that one I cannot solve it. So I'm selecting all the ones that I tagged, and then I'm going to do a partial upload of only the selection, and we'll continue. Okay, continue. Well, I have more route relations than I usually do. 3,715. 119. Okay. What's going on here? Oh, strange. I had this earlier today as well. Don't know what's going on. Connection seems to work. Oh, okay, so now it managed, apparently. Yeah. So those are uploaded, so now I'm going to search for all the bus routes that I modified. 80 to go. 36 and 39. Why is it so slow? Come on. Select them. Add our famous to-do tag to them, and then search for everything that's related to them. So now I got all the stops. And if there would be ways that are modified, I think those should be in there too. Okay, so now I'm going to run validation on that. Oh yeah, okay, I switched off my Pity Assistant layer to see if that would speed up things. So all these ways should not be in the route relation. So now it nicely stops near to that stop. If there is one more stop, obviously the stop should be added and the way should be re-added as well. Select, edit. And then find all the tagged ones once more, and then do a partial upload of those. So now we have 36 and 39. Upload. And then we find all the bus routes that I modified. 74 to go. Let's select these, tag them. They're modified anyway, so adding a tag more or less that's going to be discarded upon upload. It's not going to harm anything. And then I can run validation on that smaller selection. Passes a one-way route in the wrong direction in many route relations, so it's likely that the complete sequence of ways is wrong. So let's go to this first one. Let's see. We don't see much, but that is because I switched this one off. So this is really the last stop. So let's flip all those ways. Then reorder the stops. And then also use this one to stop it there. And then jump to the first way. And then do the same here. Only these two shouldn't be in there. And then we can use, as soon as this is the first way in the route relation, we can use that one to split it off. Okay, another one that is done. So I'm selecting all the tagged relations again, and I'm running validation once again. Hopefully with less problems. So I have one-way problem left. Okay. Here we see that the stop is on the south. Okay, so we can remove those. I'm going to ask the routing helper. Okay, and we want to go to the south there, so we take option 2. It's downloading more data. And then it's proposing, do you want to go south? Yes. So again, option 2. Option 1 is not available because for some reason this way here, the gray one, that's where it tries to go. So option 1 is getting nearer to that, so that's why that one is proposed as option 1. But there is some kind of, what is this? If we flip it, that's the same. But this way is in the route relation and shouldn't be, so I'm going to remove it. Okay. Then this one is probably also not needed. Okay, so now we're done again. I'm going to do escape, to get rid of those numbers, these option numbers. The route is now fine. So I'm selecting them again and I'm running validation again until there is almost no message left. Select, edit. This seems wrong. Yeah. So either there is a stop down here, but I don't see one, or these initial ways are wrong. So this way should be in the route relation, but all the ones that come before it are not needed. And then this way I'm going to split it. At that point, I update, I see that it happened. So this is the last way, that's good. And then, okay, so that's that. Select the tagged ones again and do validation. Select, come on, edit, zoom. That is odd. If I would be able to read the characters, I would be able to see if this stop compares to the from Mingler Market. Minglerzai. But now I have to suppose that it doesn't, so then that would be our first stop. And then this should be also the first way. And as soon as it is the first way, then I can use this button to split it. It's not only updated in this route relation, it's updated in all route relations. The parts, either both of them stay in those route relations, or even those, it's also the first or the last way, only the relevant part stays in. Okay. Yeah, I mostly wanted to show how the routing helper assistant can help if a bunch of one-way roads is chosen that do not agree with the stops being on the other side of the road. I'm going to solve these problems and I can upload those as well. Okay, bye.